Beneath the neon glow, Tron explores surprisingly complex ideas, the nature of consciousness, free will, religious allegory, users as gods, right? Corporate control, something that's very, very prevalent today, at least a topic that I think people really want to talk a little bit more about. And ultimately, the blurred lines between humanity and technology. All of that was explored first in Tron. Before the likes of The Matrix, before the likes of the 13th Floor, there was Tron. And it did, and funny, coming out from a studio that was amazingly forward-thinking in a lot of its time. Is the MCP truly evil, or just sort of a program fulfilling its directive to organize? This film predates, like I said a minute ago, The Matrix by nearly 2 decades in asking these questions. So you gotta remember, these are not questions that we haven't asked. And even from the earliest days, the earliest points of computer visual graphics, computers themselves, I mean, when you really dive into it, this was one of the first movies that immediately started asking these questions. Because you got to remember, at the time this was coming out, the visual effects that were being done were not only groundbreaking, they were transformative. Like, they were inventing things for this movie, which a lot of the early movies and classics that we love today did exactly that. Like, whatever you can think of, whether it's Ghostbusters or Die Hard or any of those, or Alien, any of those from that era, they were inventing the rule book. The book that we would later on sequelize ad nauseum and everything else. They were actually inventing stage by stage those exact same scenarios. Like, they were asking questions, big questions. The idea of programs believing in users. It's a fascinating exploration of faith in a digital realm. And what a neat way to wrap it up, And I think that's especially because it really does address a lot of the God complex issues of modern day internet.